Welcome to the Mike and You podcast. This is your boy, Big Frenchie, aka the Mike 816 on Twitter /X, the Mike 816 on Snapchat, the Mike 816 on Instagram, the Mike 816 on Facebook, the Mike 816 on Blue Sky. I'm with my main man.
That is IMUINKC on Twitter X. What it do?
What it do? What it does?
X.
Can I get more volume on my headset, please?
And you also screaming in the mic earlier.
I can't hear myself now.
Yeah, because you were screaming earlier.
Happy New Year 2024 to you guys. Not you, but to the listeners. We got a great show for you guys today. It's a new year, so it's a new month. New year, new me, as you would say.
I would not say that.
We got to talk about owner that's worse than Jerry Jones.
Ain't nobody worse than Jerry Jones.
Oh, I beg the difference.
Ain't
baby.
Nobody worse than Jerry Jones.
We got to talk about what a wide receiver said that Big Frenchie actually agreed with. Then
and I'll tell you, when we get there, I'll tell you exactly why he agreed with it.
Don't do that.
I'll tell you exactly why he agreed with it.
He's just such a hater. I'm gonna tell you about the playoff scenarios. Then we got a few phone voicemails. Then we gotta go to picks and we're giving out flowers. How about that?
How about that?
It's gonna be a jam-packed show. Let's get right into it to a new month. Big Frenchie is so disappointed in you. Oh, it's the monthly awareness. Make yourself aware. Where's that button at? Anyway,
I don't know what to tell you.
It's a new month.
I don't know what to tell you.
World Health Esteem Month. Get your esteemed. Yeah.
I don't understand that one at all, but go ahead.
National CBD Month.
We know you partake.
Snitches get stitches and end up in ditches, baby. What's your favorite soup?
I don't have one.
Probably chicken, because you people like chicken.
That's you.
I like beef. Is beef stew a soup?
No, it's a stew.
Well, I like the soup that be at Olive Garden. Got ground beef, potatoes, carrots. They call it a soup. But anyway.
That's not that's not beef stew. It's like
I know, but I was asking, did you like is beef stew as a
No, it's a stew.
Well, I like the ones at Olive Garden. It's National Soup Month.
Cool.
What do you like to cook slow? Like in a pot or whatever?
Stews.
It's National Slow Cooking Month.
Cause it's cold outside.
National Slavery and Human Trafficking Month.
Oh.
National Braille Literacy. I wish I knew how to read Braille.
Why? That's an interesting.
It's fascinating.
For me, reading Braille and Morse code is another one that I thought about trying to get into. Morse code is like another one that I just haven't been able to figure out, and I'm trying to figure it out, but I don't know if that ain't my goal for 2024, but I might.
I just think it's interesting.
It's another language.
What's your favorite hobby? Working.
That's what I do.
I used to play basketball.
Messing with these little rugrats that I got. All 5 of them.
Damn, you got a basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
You caught up with me. When you first met me, you had 0.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a bad influence, baby.
You knew that.
It's a National Hobby Month. There's National Hot Tea Month.
Yeah, it should be Hot Tea Month for sure.
Oh, this is one of Big Frenchie's favorite. National Avena Month. That's oatmeal in English. See, I speak Spanish sometimes as well. Avena is oatmeal in Spanish. So it's National Oatmeal. What's your favorite oatmeal?
I don't eat oatmeal.
You don't? You tripping, bro.
I don't eat oatmeal.
National Blood Donor Month. Donate blood if you can.
If you can.
Don't be sick when you donate it.
Don't be sick when you donate it.
National Menudo Month.
As in Ricky Martin's old music group?
No, Menudo.
Oh, me.
You gotta be Spanish. I'm gonna teach you Spanish. Menudos is the food.
You don't remember the music group Menudo?
No, the only person I remember is Ricky Martin because she bang bang. Is that him?
God.
Or is La Vida La Loco?
They're both the same person, but Menudo
it's the food.
Was a band.
I didn't
was
know
a
that.
group, a boy band,
National
and
Bat
they say a different song, more different songs. Go ahead, continue.
National Bath Safety Month. I had looked this up. So
Don't drown in your bathtub, bro.
43,000 people a year get hurt in the bathroom, slip, fall, and stuff like that. So be careful. Put up handrails if you're old.
Shouldn't put up handrails if you're young. What are you talking about? They got those little things, those little mats, that anti-slip mats. They be slipping sometimes, but as much as you can.
National Black Diamond Month.
Black diamonds. I've never.
Shine like a diamond.
Okay, here he goes.
Rihanna, baby.
Here we go.
And the last one reminds me of you and your family.
Why?
National Sunday Supper Month. Y'all still have those?
Yes, all the time.
That's why I remind me. I remember you invited me to one.
Yeah, we still have those frequently.
And you don't invite me no more?
Shoot, I'm barely there.
But your sister know me, your brother know me, your mom know me, your pops know
I'm
me.
barely there.
So I need to go when you're there?
Not necessarily, but I can't invite you to somewhere that I'm not.
You can.
I cannot.
Black people do it all the time.
I don't do that.
Who all over there? Who's gonna be there?
We'll be there. We'll go be there.
All right, give me a swoosh. Like I said, there's an owner that's worse than Jerry Jones, and his name is
I don't think so.
David Tepper.
I
Did I say his name right?
No, you didn't. But
Say his name for me.
David Tepper.
I said David Tepper.
You said David Tepper.
Don't hate me because I pronunciate every letter in people's names.
Oh man!
First, he got fined $300,000, which I think,
Which is nothing.
I wish they should have fined him around about $10 million for real. I would have sued him for $50 million.
I mean,
Because you start off high, you know you ain't gonna get $50 million. Dad broke it down till you get like $2 million.
I mean, see, I don't know. I don't know if
He threw a drink on somebody, but that's not what we talking about.
Finding anybody is going to be, as far as billionaires, finding them is nothing. Money is nothing.
I'm talking about if I was the person who got the drink thrown on, I would have sued him for $50 million. We would have settled out of court for $2 million.
Well, I'm assuming that I don't know.
But as an owner, you cannot act like that. Why are you trying to be like Jackson Mahomes? Why are you trying to be like Brittany Mahomes? No offense.
Brittany Mahomes never threw a drink on anybody.
It was actually Jackson. I don't know which one it was.
Jackson.
But you shouldn't throw nothing, especially if you're an owner. I'm not giving anybody a pass. Keep your drinks to yourself. But anyway, that's not what we talk about. David Tepper. Tepper.
Continue.
I like that little sound effect. Yeah. That sounds like me, but it's not. Is it? No, that was you. Back to the point. David Tepper handpicked the coach, right?
Did he? Did he really? Yeah, he did. He did, Matt Rule.
And
Matt Rule.
He handpicked Frank Reich too.
That's wild. I keep mixing those.
He fired Matt Rule.
I keep mixing those two fools up. I keep mixing Matt Rule and Frank Reich up. I see Frank Reich's face and I say Matt Rule.
So
every time
he handpicked
Matt
the coach.
Rule's in Nebraska. Duh.
He handpicked the coach, and he fired him before the first season even over.
I don't even see the big deal with that one. Sometimes, in fact, who knew he was going to be a tyrant as an owner? I didn't really know he was going to be a tyrant. He was real quiet for a long time, and then next thing you know, he just went off the deep end.
Then he didn't want to give up some power to get probably arguably.
Theoretically, we don't know that for sure.
Well, rumor has it.
Rumor has it.
And usually a lot of times rumors is true when it comes to sports.
I can't call it, but
he don't want to give up some power to get arguably probably the best coach available that you can get as of right now.
Probably because he's going to end up firing him prematurely anyway.
Jim Harbaugh. So what is David Tepper? Like, Jerry Jones is all about power. But one thing Jerry Jones does, and whether you like Jerry or not, he could kind of put a team together. He messed up the coach pick, but outside the coach, he could put a team together.
I disagree.
You don't think Cowboys talented?
I think a lot of teams in the NFL are talented. I don't really.
Come on, bro.
I don't really. I don't really judge by Pro Bowls. I don't
I
judge
don't
by the
judge,
talent
bro.
that you put on the field. I mean, you haven't been to a Super Bowl in how many years?
He can
A
put a team together.
quarter of a century. Yeah,
He-
I can't agree with you on that.
He can put a team together.
In your opinion, keep it
Oh, it's
moving.
in the world opinion, baby.
No,
He just picked the wrong coaches. I
half
say.
the time.
If I was coaching the Cowboys,
The
they'd have
world-
been to like 10 Super Bowls by now.
And they probably would have lost them all. So then
It'd
they
been the
would
Buffalo
still,
Bills point two.
then they'd be still in the same position that they in now, losers.
So
Because if you ain't first, you are. There we go.
you're number one.
Okay.
And third, Tom Brady's the greatest of all time, baby. But anyway, David Tepper to me is the new worst owner in NFL. You agree with that? That's why you farted again?
No, I think that Jerry Jones still has that. He has a long way to go before he gets to Jerry Jones. In fact, Jerry Jones has already threatened to fire Mike McCarthy
He should have fired him 2 years ago.
if they don't make it past the divisional round, which they probably won't. I mean, if I'm looking at it from where I'm sitting, they probably won't make it this year. And he will be gone, which means that he hadn't fired 6 coaches in 3 years from 3 different genres of sports, professional sports. But you still meddle too much. I can't get it. I can't deal with it. I just can't.
David Tepper worse than Jerry Jones, I'm telling you.
I can't. No,
That's why they had $4.50 tickets this year.
because they're the Panthers. You will never get Jerry Jones to spend $4, have a $4. You could. Jerry Jones could have a 2-win season next year. He's never bringing them tickets down to $4.
You know why?
Because he's the worst owner in the NFL.
No,
Boom,
no.
boom,
David Tepper
baby.
is. Let's move on to
I
Jamar
disagree.
Chase.
I
That's the wide
disagree.
receiver the big Frenchie agree with. Jamar Chase. You know, he said he want his money now and he want it all up front, and he don't care where T. Higgins falls at after he breaks it. And I like that. You know why?
Because he's from
LSU player. Now I like that because you and that damn fart sound, bro.
Oh man, good stuff.
I like that because NFL, your money's not guaranteed all the way. Get your money while you can, player.
He ain't
Get it.
getting- He ain't getting no guarantee contract.
I'm not saying that he is, but I don't blame him. Get what
And
you
in
can.
in a draft where I can just go get. I mean, now granted,
It's
but in
From what I hear, this is a deep wide receiver class.
a immensely deep wide receiver class, and I already look. The Bengals are in a situation right now where they could possibly move on, and we know they ownership is frugal, super cheap. He just paid Joe Burrow.
From where? LSU player.
We know they just cheap, and the thing about it is he just paid him. Didn't play all year. Like he played what, 4 games? 3 maybe. And then we got Jake Browning. Jake Browning
Don't
don't what?
go ahead, continue.
You told me don't.
Go ahead, continue.
Jake Browning took that team as far as Joe Burrow was going to take them.
Fart your own damn sound now.
No. No, I'm playing on that one. I'm not
Thank you.
serious about that. But
You're a
I
big
will.
Faison
I will.
love life.
I will say this though. Look, I don't fault him from taking this money for wanting his money, but at the end of the day, for me, I keep T. I think
You hate LSU player.
you have an option here to go completely different route if you want to, and this is something that the ownership. This is something that the Patriots did.
Go,
This
I'm
is
listening.
exactly what the Patriots did. And it ain't, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not saying Jake Browning is the next Peyton Manning, Tom Brady type, because I don't think that. But I will say this: to go cheaper with your quarterback is something that is it. Who's the ownership there?
Browns.
The Browns, yeah. To go cheaper with your quarterback, cheaper with everything is what the Browns do, and they can pay Jake Browning $40 million, or not 40. That's too much. $30 million, like the Bucks are going to pay what's his face, Baker Mayfield. I figure, but you could pay him a fraction of what you're paying Joe Burrow. Push Joe Burrow out, trade Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase as a package if you want to, and start over and just let this Bengals thing go. And yeah, y'all gonna say, and I know y'all gonna say, hey, that's just a Chiefs fan talking. Like,
That's what it is.
I ain't got to worry about them this year at all.
Mike Brown is the owner.
Why would I care? Why would I care? I don't have to worry about them at all. The Chiefs, one of the Chiefs' best games this year was the Bengals game. One of their best, aside from Chicago, probably the Bengals game was their best game. And yeah, I know Joe Burrow didn't play, and that's part of it. But the whole team's about to change. Everything's about to change now. So that's why I figure I'm not gonna say it's better for them to do it, but it's a thought. You can't leave no thoughts out on the table when you're dealing with money. Jamar Chase ain't about to take no breaks, and that's what, $25 million.
Get it while you can. Play.
After you just spent $60 million on Joe Burrow, and he didn't even produce anything for you. Did he even win you 4 games this year?
He got hurt, bro.
I understand that. That's the game of football, though.
He got hurt.
These are the breaks. Break
look,
it up, break it up, break it up.
You look like Curtis Blow. I almost said Curtis Mayfield.
But that's all I'm saying. Like, these are the breaks. And you knew, and I knew Joe Burrow was hurt coming into the season, as did you.
I said it.
And we said it was malpractice for you to put him out there in the way he is now. Granted, I understand he did not get hurt. The season-ending injury that he had nothing to do with that leg, but it's still malpractice. Either way, it's still malpractice.
My boy turned to Carson Wentz. Speaking of that, Carson Wentz starts this week for the Los Angeles Rams.
Who cares?
Before we go to the next subject, quick question. College football championship. Who you got, Michigan or Washington?
Michigan. What?
I just had to ask.
I mean, I want Washington to win. My eyes always on Washington because Washington is like the cornerback university out there, boy. Like, they always producing cornerbacks. I want Washington to win, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
What the hell was that? Cowbells?
No, metal pipes falling down. Because I definitely think Washington's just not gonna get it.
Harbaugh going after this game, no matter the outcome.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to the playoff scenarios. AFC first, right?
Let's go.
Baltimore clinched number 1 seed. Chiefs are in the playoffs. The Browns are in the playoffs. Miami in the playoffs. Now, before I finish the playoff scenario, this is what the NFL wanted.
The
last game of the year
they get
got a lot of implications.
They want every year when it comes to this. They get what they want not
as much as this year.
Single year.
Not as much as this year.
Every single year. Since they went to this format, since they went to the inter-division format, they get what they want every single year.
Not like this, though.
The AFC, what does that mean? The AFC is always going to be fighting it out. Like, that's how it was last year.
Usually it's wrapped up in week 14, 15. But this year, baby, it's more than like 2 games that matter. So you ready? Buffalo Bills can clinch the AFC title with a win. Buffalo clinches a playoff berth with
Hold on. Say that one more time. The Buffalo Bills can clinch a.
AFC East division title with a win.
It did.
That's the only option.
You said the AFC title.
My bad.
That's
I probably saw the script. I probably saw the NFL script.
Hey, it'd be funny if that happened. It'd be funny to me if the Bills came back to win that.
And win the Super Bowl.
They ain't winning no Super Bowl. Why? Because what does Bills stand for?
I told you that a long time ago.
And I want you to say it. What does Bills stand for?
Let's move forward.
No. Boy, I love losing Super Bowls. Don't nobody circle the Super Bowl lost bowl like the Buffalo Bills.
Don't do that.
But it'd be funny to see Miami had that spot all year in the AFC East just to lose it on the last game. Crazy. The NFL couldn't write a script better than that.
But they still are in the playoffs, Miami. But
Right,
Buffalo Bills clinch a playoff berth with one, which is a Buffalo tie. If they tie, they go to Super Bowl. Playoffs. Number 2, Pittsburgh loss or a tie. They go to the playoffs. Number 3, Jacksonville lose or a tie.
What? You keep saying go to the playoffs.
Buffalo still can clinch a playoff berth if they lose.
If they lose. Okay, there we go. Thank you. I'm sorry.
The playoff berth, the number 1 is Buffalo tie with Miami.
Yep.
Number 2 scenario is Pittsburgh lose or tie. Then they go to the playoffs. Number 3, Jacksonville lose or tie. Whoever they play, they go to the playoffs. And number 4, Houston and Indianapolis tie.
Jacksonville make me sick, but continue.
Houston Texans. Houston clinches the AFC South Division title with a win plus a Jacksonville loss. Or a tie.
Jacksonville plays.
I'm gonna get to Jacksonville.
I know you are, but Jacksonville
plays Tennessee.
There we go.
Houston clinches a playoff berth. Now they still could clinch the playoff berth, but Houston needs to win. That's number 1. And number 2, Houston ends in a tie. Plus, they need Jacksonville to lose. Plus, they need Pittsburgh to lose or tie. The Indianapolis Colts clinches a AFC South Division title with a win plus a Jacksonville loss or a tie. And number 2, Indy ties with Houston, then Jacksonville lose.
Bro, the AFC.
Or
the AFC.
I got
South
more.
Is all muddled up.
That's how they win the AFC South title. Now, the Colts can still make a playoff with just a win.
Yep.
And number 2, they tie, and Pittsburgh loses or ties. That's the way they can make it. Jacksonville Jaguars can win the AFC South Division title with just a win. Or they tie the Titans, and Houston and Indianapolis ends in a tie. Jacksonville can clinch the playoff berth with a tie, plus they need Pittsburgh to lose or tie. Or scenario number 2, Pittsburgh loses, Denver loses or tie to the Raiders, plus they need Houston and Indy, somebody to win that game. They just can't end in a tie.
Somebody to win that game.
The Miami Dolphins.
Somebody need to win that game.
Here's the Miami Dolphins. Miami clinches the AFC East title with a win or a tie. They already in the playoffs, so they don't have no playoff scenarios. The Aura Pittsburgh Steelers is at Baltimore today. Pittsburgh clinches a playoff berth. Scenario 1, they win plus Buffalo loses. Number 2, Pittsburgh wins plus Jacksonville loses or ties. Number 3, Pittsburgh wins and Houston and Indy ties. Number 4, Pittsburgh ends in a tie against Baltimore, plus Jacksonville loss, plus Houston and Indy. Somebody just got to win that game. They just can't end in a tie. Or number 5, Jacksonville lose, plus Denver wins, plus Houston and Indy does not end in a tie.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Now we go to
And probably the craziest scenario is gonna happen. That's what that's what
Remember the
happens.
Chiefs had Herm Edwards
That's what happens. Like the Chiefs backed into the play. Was that 2006?
when they hired Herm
Yeah,
Edwards.
the first year of Herm Edwards.
They needed like 3 teams to lose,
and they all lost.
and the
then
3
one
teams were like favorite.
And wasn't Mike Tyson in the league at that time? I don't remember.
Is that Mike Tyson?
Mike Tice,
Oh,
quarterback. I mean, the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings at one point.
now the NFC. Big Fish Niner Nation, number 1 seed. Detroit Lions got a division title. Dallas got a playoff berth. The Rams got a playoff berth. The Eagles got a playoff berth. Atlanta Falcons can clinch a NFC South division title with the win, plus they need Tampa Bay to lose. So they can't make the playoffs. That's the only way Atlanta can make the playoffs.
Like I'm interested to see what happens this year with that team. Whether Arthur Blank decides to move on from
Arthur Smith,
because I think this is the last year of
well,
his
rumor
contract.
has it
I heard
Eric Bieniemy's they're right. They like 2 years late though, bro.
Are they though?
Because
they had just hired Arthur Smith at that point. He only had a year in. So
I'm talking about I would have hired Bieniemy before I hired Arthur Smith.
I don't disagree with you, but
maybe he could have re-erected your boy Matty Ice.
Okay.
They still had Matt Ice. They had Julio.
Can't nobody resurrect either of those two players. Only Jesus. Hallelujah.
Okay, Pastor. Dallas Cowboys. Dallas clinched the Dallas is already in the playoffs. So Dallas can clinch the NFC East division titles in 3 scenarios. 1, Dallas just wins. 2, Dallas tie with Philly. Dallas tie with Washington, or plus they need Philly to tie with the Giants. Or number 3, Philly lose.
They're gonna win that.
Who?
I think Dallas is gonna win that division just based on
just gotta
winning the division scenarios. And I think it's gonna be their undoing, be honest with you. Man.
The Jimmy Johnson curse is over.
I wanted to talk about that, but I forgot about it. Because for those that don't know, Jimmy Johnson was out of their Ring of Honor for a long time, and now he's in. And so they Jerry Jones finally laid down his pride and went ahead and put Jimmy Johnson in. So we'll see if the curse is actually over.
No, Jerry didn't want it.
Jerry didn't want to do it
because he gave him the wrong year. When he
sure did. I didn't think about that until you just said it. I didn't think about it until you just said it. Yeah, he didn't want to do it.
Green Bay Packers.
Oh,
your boy Jordan Love been balling out a little bit lately.
That ain't my boy, but he needs some help. He needs some wide receiver help up there too.
Green Bay clinches a playoff berth with 1, just win. Number 2, Green Bay ties plus Seattle loss or tie plus New Orleans lose or tie. Number 3, Green Bay ties plus Seattle loss plus Tampa Bay loss. Number 4, Green Bay tie plus Seattle tie plus Tampa Bay lose or tie.
Green Bay just win. Just win.
Number 5,
just win.
Minnesota lose or tie plus Seattle lose plus Tampa Bay lose. Number 6, Minnesota lose or tie plus Seattle lose and plus New Orleans lose. That's a lot. I know, right?
Right.
Minnesota Vikings. I'm surprised they still in it. And they go to the playoffs, they be 8-9.
I'm shocked. They had 4 quarterbacks this year?
So Minnesota clinches a playoff berth. There's just 2, which is simple. Minnesota win plus Green Bay loss plus Seattle loss plus Tampa Bay loss. Number 2, Minnesota wins plus Green Bay lose plus Seattle lose plus New Orleans lose.
Precious Lord.
New Orleans can clinch a NFC South Division title with New Orleans wins plus Tampa Bay loss or tie. Or number 2, New Orleans ties and Tampa Bay lose. New Orleans can clinch a playoff berth with New Orleans wins plus Seattle lose or tie plus Green Bay lose or tie. Or number 2, New Orleans ties plus Seattle lose and plus Green Bay lose. Hey, you know what? If we get some ties this week, I'm getting on Brother Law train. Brett Law Tim train. The NFL is rigged. If we get one tie this weekend, I'm with it.
I don't think you're gonna have it, but hey, I understand.
I'm just saying, if it happens,
I can understand why you would think that.
Philadelphia Eagles, Mo Hortons. Philadelphia clinches the NFC East division title with a win plus Dallas lost or tie, or Philly tie and Dallas lose. But so they already in the playoffs. That's how they can win the title. Seattle Seahawks.
The AFC East is all jumbled.
Seattle.
I mean the NFC East.
Did I say that right? Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, you said it right.
Oh, okay.
Seattle Seahawks.
I be trying to say the basketball.
Seattle Mariners.
Seattle Supersonics. All right. Seattle can clinch their playoff berth with Seattle win plus Green Bay loss or tie. Number 2, Seattle ties, Green Bay lose, and Tampa Bay lose or tie. Number 3, Seattle ties plus Green Bay lose plus New Orleans lose or tie. Tampa Bay Buccaneers can win the NFC division title with just the win, or they tie and New Orleans lose or tie. And Tampa Bay clinch their playoff berth with Tampa Bay tie plus Seattle lose plus Green Bay lose. So basically, just win Tampa Bay, and you're in.
They need to win,
and that's all the scenarios.
They need to win. Like, well, they don't necessarily need to win, but
they need to win.
It is one of those things I actually would like to see, because they would make. I think Tampa Bay could make some noise if they make the playoffs, as opposed to the other teams in the NFC East or South, who I don't really believe in, Atlanta and New Orleans. I don't think they going to make that much.
They just be happy to be there.
To me, that's kind of how it looks.
816-654-6883. Next week episode is Black Monday.
Black Monday.
So get y'all thoughts together about coaches getting fired. Wonderful time.
I mean,
it's good.
That's what I say.
Hey, listen,
these dudes get paid
no matter what.
They're going to get their money.
They're getting their millions.
It's not just, and they'll probably get retread somewhere, like Matt Rule. I mean, I keep saying Matt Rule. Frank Reich got sent. He went back to Philly after he got fired. Like, they'll be fine. So don't worry about it.
They millionaires, multi-millionaires,
and they'll keep making money because that's what the NFL.
I wonder if Charlie White's still getting paid from Notre Dame and Kansas.
That's a good question.
Probably
I
so.
think he still is. And if he isn't, he just got done with it, like last year or this year.
I'm just saying,
because he
30-40 million from East University.
I thought Weiss was going to be a prominent head coach in college football, but nah.
816-654-6883. We about to hit the voicemails right quick. Remember, y'all can call or text the number 816-654-6883.
Yeah.
The Mike and You podcast. What is up, fellas? It's your boy Miami Marty. I'm back, man. I know it's been a little while. It's been since I guess I've been hiding my face ever since the Chiefs game in Germany. That didn't go the direction that I wanted it to. We haven't been back since, but we're back, baby. We are back once again. In week 18, the NFL regular season finale. Man, a week full of honestly a lot of very underwhelming matchups. I do think we are headlined by the most intriguing matchup of the week, which will be Buffalo at Miami. Man, I gotta say, I feel like every time Miami and the Buffalo Bills play each other, I feel like Josh Allen just goes absolute. He goes Superman on us. He does things that man you don't see him do against some of these other teams. He's played down to teams like the Patriots, who they lost to this year. And honestly, they almost lost to twice. The Chargers played down to the Chargers just a few weeks ago. But man, they blow Miami out in their first matchup, 48-20. I got to tell you, I'm not having a great feeling about this week. I do just want us to be loose be a closer game than it was the last time. But with a loss, that'll put Miami around the 5 or the 6 seed, just kind of depending on how everything else plays out. If we do end up that 6 seed, I think there was about a 70% chance of that happening. That would mean that they would be in Kansas City for round 1 wild card matchup. We have a current forecast of -2 degrees on that day with a possible chance of precipitation. So that just kind of brings me to my question for you guys. What is the coldest game you have ever been to? That's all I got for you this week, fellas. Take care.
What's up, guys? This is Audience of One Mo Horty calling in on my take this week. Just wanted to say I'm looking forward to this last weekend of football before the playoffs, before the big dance get here. Looking forward to seeing who's going to finally win the AFC South. Will Jacksonville go ahead and win and wrap things up, or will the winner between the Colts and the Texans take it home? 3-way tie at 9 and 7. Looking forward to seeing if the Bucs can beat the Panthers and wrap up the NFC South. You still got the NFC East up for grabs. And my Eagles laid an egg against the Cardinals, which I'm still upset about. But the East is still available. Cowboys win. Obviously, they win the East. If they lose, just so happen to lose to the left-hand up Commanders, and then we can beat the Giants, we'll win the East. So, and then the AFC East is basically a winner-take-all game between the Bills and the Dolphins. So win the East. So Dolphins lose, they fall to the 6th seed to play huge Kansas City Chiefs. And if the Bills lose, they could possibly be out the playoffs, depending on what the Jags and Steelers do. They win their games or not. So it's going to be an interesting weekend of football. Looking forward to seeing how it's going to go. They might as well put my guy Mac Jones in last game of the season. Might as well let him get him one more showcase before we get Bill Belichick up out of here. Hey, guys, appreciate you for letting me call. Take it easy.
What's going on, fellas? And Mike, I just realized that I ain't flushed no defensive players all this year. The last defensive player I remember flushed down a toilet bowl, it was your boy, Dirty Dan Sorensen, in that corner from, what's his name, Ward. So those are the only 2 guys I remember flushing when we have. This year, I ain't put that one defensive player. But the offense, I can't put somebody right now because I'm almost at work. But only person I'm flush on offense is the head coach, Matt Nagy. Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelce. Why? Because they are pros. They've been in the league long enough to realize you can't keep doing the same old ass plays. You live by the gun, you're going to die by the gun. But we will see. They're not going to play tomorrow. I think Kelce, 16 yards from, 1,000. Jones needs another a half a sack. Excuse me. To get his money, his incentive. But other than that, man, Travis, Mahomes, Andy Reid, Matt Nagy, they're all in my toilet bowl, man, till they prove me otherwise that they can overcome this down low of a season. And I'll hide y'all later.
Happy New Year, podcast friends. This is Uncle Charles from West Memphis, now down in Atlanta, having a great time with my sister. MVP candidate, Lamar Jackson. I got him hand down all the way. I really want Houston to make the playoff. I'm really pulling for them. Everything else been going fine. We just didn't do good at all this year. We'll see. We still need a backup quarterback, even if they plan on Rodgers. We need a real good backup quarterback. Somebody we can be grown. Think our old quarterback Wilson's going to be out of there this year, y'all. We didn't invest enough time on him. Have a nice day. Go Jets.
Thanks for calling the podcast line, 816-654-6883. Before we start, shout out to Subyate Woofer for the music that you hear in the podcast voicemails. And shout out to My Name is Walt for the intro and outro.
Indeed, indeed.
Miami Marty. See, Big Frenchie happy. Miami Marty came back. That's my guy. I met him one time at Big Fish House. You know, Big Fish, shout out to Big Fish. He didn't call this week.
Shout out to Big Fish. His team done made it. He ain't got that to say.
And we was arguing all week via text message and phone call about the MVP. I get to my take about why they wrong about Lamar Jackson in a minute.
Now here you
Miami Marty, the coldest game Big Frenchie went to was like last year, Denver game, or a couple years ago, Denver game. It was like 26 degrees.
I don't
Hey,
do cold games.
Hey, Big Frenchie usually turn down tickets because people ask him to go all the time. If it's after September or maybe October, I don't go. It's too cold for me.
You can keep that.
Hot chocolate's like $20, and I can buy like
$50.
I can buy like 20 of them at Aldi's or Price Chopper or something.
Okay, my coldest game was I think it was Christmas Eve, like 4 years ago. It wasn't necessarily cold at the time, so I ain't bring no coat. It was fine. I'm cool with being cool, right? But it rained. That was what messed me up. It like torrential downpour, and my fingers were freezing. And then
You know wear no gloves?
No. Why would I wear gloves? It wasn't that cold to me. And then the
Evidently.
temperature dropped. And I was messed up for the rest of that game. It was bad. It was bad. And my wife says you're not a fan if you ain't willing to go in cold weather. And I'm like, well,
My first game in the
I ain't
rain
a fan.
was after my Patriots broke the Jaguars in that AFC title game. The following year, when the Jaguars came to Kansas City.
Hold on. What year was that?
Remember the Jaguars made the AFC title game against the Patriots?
Oh, the 17.
So
yeah, that was when what's the name said?
Ramsey did.
Yeah, he said we here and we gonna make it back to this.
And the following
And then
year
left.
they sucked.
And then he left 2 years later.
And they came to Kansas City. And
Yeah.
that's the first time I met the R in person. You know, he was dating Ashanti at the time. She's like, hey, why don't you come to the Jaguars game? Whatever. I said, all right, cool. It was raining.
They
First time I
paid
ever
for your
met them.
ticket?
Ashanti paid for some of it because, you know,
You cheap as the Dickens. Yes, we know.
$40 my limit. She put the other $20 on for the ticket so I can go. True story.
Oh, man.
She always asks, you want to go to the game? So you know my limit. I know. Let me find some cheaper tickets.
That's crazy.
But it was raining all day as a monsoon. I had a good time. Met the R for the first time that day. But anyway, Mo Horton, you talk about get McCorkle out here again. We gotta get you out of the voicemail, Mo Horton. And I'm gonna block you.
I'm with Mo on this one.
I'm gonna block him on the group text as well.
I am with Mo on this. Return the back. Oh, stop.
It's a new year, new me. So
Stop,
I'm not gonna
stop.
say I hate you no more.
You
Brother
ju-
Law
you-
Tim.
You'll just think it in your heart and your mind.
That's why my heart is black, bro. Brother Law Tim. You know, you was a hater back then. Putting my guy, the greatest chief defensive player of all time, Dirty Dan, in the toilet bowl. You was a hater then. Now he got Andrew Walter Reed, Matthew Nagy, Patrick Le'Veon Bell Mahomes, Travis Swift Kelsey
Get it right. It's Travis Kelsey Swift.
in the toilet bowl this year. You know, one thing about Brother Tim, a lot of times you can't tell the Kansas City Chiefs is his favorite team, but he holds everybody accountable to his standards. So that's a good thing. Like a lot of fans on different teams don't hold their players accountable when they play bad or whatever, but he holds them. Uncle Charles down there in Atlanta with my Aunt Shay
Uncle Charlie.
and Uncle David. And he said MVP is for Lamar Jackson. And he want Houston to win and go to the playoffs. And he said the Jets need to back up, even if they're going to start Rodgers.
I agree.
They need to.
At this point, we know Rodgers might go down. Like it's a very real possibility. So, because he's been injured, 2 of the last 4 seasons, half of the last 4. So we got to think about it like that.
Now the MVP race, right quick. So,
oh boy,
like Tua.
Oh,
go ahead.
Oh no, we'll talk about it later. Go ahead.
Talk about what?
We'll talk about it later.
Might not have time.
We'll talk about it later.
Because I can say this MVP talk to next week if you like.
We'll talk about it later.
All right,
What?
Tua. What?
Go ahead.
No, go.
No, go ahead.
Tua, 44, 51. 4,451 yards. That's how got me Big Frenchie Rick Ross, the boss.
No.
28 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, rating 103, 69.6% is his completion rate, right? Brock Lesnar's fourth. I said
Brock Lesnar. What are we doing?
I was looking at SmackDown.
Brock Lesnar. Is he back?
Sometimes he show up when he want to show up. Brock Purdy, 4,280 yards, 31 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 113 rating,
2,000 yards.
4,280 yards.
Oh, okay.
31 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 113 rating, 69.4% completion. I know golf, Dak, Mahomes, Stafford, Allen. That's the top 6, right? Then you got Baker. I ain't got Baker numbers. CJ Stroud, Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts. I'm about to say Jalen Rose, Sam Howell, Trevor Lawrence. Then you got Lamar Jackson, number 14. His numbers is 3,678 yards, 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 102.7 rating, and his completion rate is 67.2. The Ravens handed the ball off the most in the NFL, 516 times for 2,555 yards, most. The Bears was next. They handed the ball off 506 times for 2,324 yards. Total touchdowns. The Ravens had 26 rushing touchdowns. They had 26 passing touchdowns. Lamar only had 24 of them, and they had a total of 54 touchdowns, which is the defense or special team scored 2 touchdowns or whatever. Lamar number's not there. And if you remember, you and Mo Horton, we text all year long on Sundays about games, right? How many times I said the Ravens look good on the opening drive, but they stag and they look boring throughout the rest of the game, but they still win? How many times I said
For
that?
the last 3 games, that has not been the case.
So you just gonna give somebody MVP after the last 3 games?
I mean, that's basically what you're doing with Brock Purdy.
No, I ain't giving nothing.
That's what, if you're giving it to Brock, to me, I feel like
Lamar's not the reason they only wins.
For quarterbacks, I feel like every quarterback has been giving it away this year. Like, I really feel like the quarterbacks are like, we don't want it this year. Give it to a running back.
Give it to a wide receiver.
That's why they give it. That's why they probably should just give it to
CMC.
That's
he played the most consistent
Christian
the whole
McCaffrey.
Game, the whole year.
But that's not even about consistency. My thing is, he was consistent, but he was good at being that position, great at it, may I say. And I don't see a quarterback this year that was like super great at what they did. Look at the years before when Lamar Jackson set the rushing record, when Patrick Mahomes was throwing for 5,000 yards. You ain't got nobody doing that this year. Don't give it to CMC. Period.
You know what I mean? They should create a quarterback award so you can give it to the quarterback.
You can give it, you can name it the Brett Favre Award if you want to.
Well, he stole money for the food stamp people in Mississippi.
Oh, yeah, you can. You definitely can't do that. You can call it the
Art Star Award, Len Dawson Award.
Whatever. Yeah,
like
that's
Len Dawson Award for the AFC and Roger Staubach for the NFC.
We got 10 minutes, but I've always thought that they should do a best player for that position award and just name it.
And they should give a best offensive line. A defense
Not
coach?
even offensive line. Best guard, best tackle,
Okay, that's fine. I'm with
best center, best cornerback. I'm not saying left or right because this is all ranked into one. Best cornerback, best linebacker, tackle, all that stuff. That's why I feel.
you. I feel the same
And then
way.
you could just name it after great players, just like they do with in college with the Dick Buckets Award and all that kind of stuff.
I agree.
Because the MVP has been watered down and convoluted over the last few years by just giving it to quarterbacks. And yeah, they
touch the ball the most. So
they
we
are
get
the
it.
most paid, which means most valuable. But it just doesn't sit right with me that they're
'Cause
not
truth
the
be
best
told-
player on the field.
Because truth be told, Aaron Rodgers will win the MVP. The Jets wouldn't be here. All right, let's go to the game.
Stupid. Use your common sense.
Oh, I know that voice, but I can't get it.
R. Kelly.
Oh, he should have sung. Then I would have got it.
Oh no!
All right,
No,
today
no.
games, January 6, 2024. Pittsburgh, the Auras, Pittsburgh Steelers at the Baltimore Ravens. Backups playing for the Ravens. I got
yeah.
Pittsburgh. Houston, the Saturday night main event. Houston at how about to say Astros? Houston Texans versus the Indianapolis Colts. I got Minshew Mania, baby.
I got Bominicious, baby. Bominicious.
By your initials.
Y'all
You got
know.
CJ.
His name's CJ, man.
Hey.
CJ Stroud. Let's go.
Hey, but real talk. That's my dad's cousin, Meshach Taylor. That was on Designing Women.
Yeah.
Said that. That's my
Really?
dad's cousin.
For real.
See, that's yes in Spanish.
My mama used to watch Designing Women all the time.
Sunday games, January 7th. Cleveland Browns at the Cincinnati Bengals.
So
Cleveland
hold
ain't
on.
playing for
That's your
nothing.
cousin too, then.
I never met him though.
But that's your cousin.
You know, my dad about to be 80.
That's your cousin.
Okay. Like I tell my brother, your mama said call her.
I tell my siblings, your mama say call her too. But
Cleveland ain't playing for nothing
nope.
at Cincinnati.
I actually got.
Would you play Flacco?
Yeah, why not?
If he get hurt, what?
I mean, I want to keep him in rhythm. To be fair,
I feel you.
he's old. Yeah, like he's
He's
sleep.
old.
He's falling asleep like you during games. So I want to keep him in rhythm. He ain't got to play the whole game.
You really gonna ask me on live TV? I got Cincinnati.
Of course you do.
Who you got?
I said Cleveland.
No. Minnesota Vikings at Detroit Lions. Detroit most likely
Detroit
resting.
people in
Minnesota need to win.
Yeah, I figured. But Dan Campbell seemed like he got to just go for it. But
Keep him in rhythm.
he also playing for something now, or as not just playing for wins. He playing to play. So I still got Detroit.
Jacksonville Jaguars at Tennessee Titans. I
Jacksonville.
think Tennessee gonna spoil it.
I
I want
hope-
Jacksonville to win, but
I-
they struggle too much this
I
year.
was
I'm
rooting for
disappointed.
Jacksonville. We were rooting for you. So
I'm
I'm
disappointed.
I'm going for Tennessee. Thank you.
The New York Jets, Uncle Charles, New York Jets at the New England Patriots. I got the Jets breaking that 15, 16 game slide.
Stop.
I got the Jets.
I don't even know who I got. Let's go with the Jets. That's fine.
Atlanta Falcons at New Orleans. Neither team wants this, but both teams can win the NFC South.
They don't want it.
So you got,
I got.
I'm picking the
this is-
upset,
this is
Atlanta.
both. This is just a bad situation.
I'm picking that. No, I'm gonna pick New Orleans.
I don't want either of them to make it.
Okay, you want a tie?
That's fine.
Tampa Bay at the Carolina Panthers. Tampa Bay, you got to go ahead.
Carolina
and beat
ain't doing a.
They won like
dang
2 in a
thing.
row, bro. Didn't they?
No.
Oh, they lost last week.
Yeah, they are. In fact, they lost 2 straight.
Oh, after they won 2 straight.
Yeah, after they won 2
Yeah,
straight.
that's that long ago.
Yeah.
All right, Chicago at Green Bay. Should they take Caleb Williams? I say no. I like Fields, man. Fields been balling.
What's the question?
Chicago at Green Bay, but then I said, should they get rid of Fields? I say
Oh,
no.
Fields. Yeah.
I say no. Not for no Caleb Williams.
That's
Caleb's
Why?
not emotional. I mean, He's
too emotional.
too emotional.
I don't know. That's a question you save for me for another week.
All right,
Because I
that's
still
fine.
I gotta answer that question.
I got Chicago playing
I
spoiler.
got Chicago, yes, as well.
Denver, Slush Love Duck, Denver Broncos versus Las Vegas Raiders.
This one nobody cares about, but I do have Denver winning.
I got Vegas. Mo Hortons, Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Football Giants versus my boy Sasquatch
Saquon.
Barkley.
And this
I got
dude
Philly.
This dude want to be a Giant for life. Why? Philly.
Me too. Seattle Seahawks at the Arizona Cardinals.
Arizona playing spoiler.
I got Seattle. Kansas City Chiefs versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Hey, world champion Blaine Gabbert. Patrick Mahomes been playing so bad he got bitched this game.
M-I-Z.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
Z-O-U.
I got Kansas City.
I got Kansas City too.
Got Easton Stick. Don't
Easton
have a
Stick.
stick to stick it to the Chiefs. Los Angeles Rams
Balls.
at San Francisco 49ers. Big Fish Niner Nation is resting damn near everybody. So I got the Rams.
It's the Rams.
And the Rams probably rest everybody because they in the playoffs.
Pretty much.
It's Carson Wentz versus Sam Darnold.
Yuck.
The mono battle.
Bleh.
Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington Commanders.
What?
The Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington Commanders.
Dallas winning this game. They trying to win the AFC or the NFC.
I got Washington with the spoiler alert.
They try to win it.
I won't watch the win, but Dallas gonna win.
I want Washington to win. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think Washington got the horses to run with the Cowboys.
Buffalo Bills versus Miami Dolphins. I want Miami Dolphins to lose.
I think Buffalo gonna win this.
I want Buffalo
And the
to
crazy
win.
thing about it is, I do believe that that'll make them stronger. So I don't really want that to happen, but that'd be crazy if it did.
And the Miami Dolphins, as you said, will be funny. Also, Mo Horton Philadelphia Eagles will be funny if they don't win the title because they was in there all year long. Maybe y'all need McCorkle. Trade Jalen to New England, baby.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
I'll shoot it again.
What?
Again.
What?
9mm.
No, we ain't doing this. Anyway.
AK. All right, my flowers go off. I go off. I usually don't give my flowers.
And now, our flowers segment. Take a little time to appreciate the people in your life. Call or text us someone that has positively influenced you. Time to give them their flowers.
Their flowers.
I usually don't give flowers to another man's wife,
Whoa.
but I give my flowers to your wife.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I'm going to give my flowers to your wife.
Why? Because she let me do this podcast with you.
Yes, and I come to y'all humbled home and do the podcast right across from you. So I appreciate that. And she always been kind, showed me love and stuff like that. So
She always kind to outsiders. She was mean to me.
you deserve it.
I don't know why I married her. She was mean to me.
You deserve
I'm
it.
telling you. Anyway,
So my flowers go out to your wife.
my flowers.
And I hope she make you sleep on the couch tonight.
Oh, I don't sleep on couches. Sorry.
She got you a cot next to the bed.
Now that may happen, but I don't.
Go give me
sleep
some
on
water in
couches.
the middle of the night.
But my flowers go out to Jamal Charles. Jamal Charles / Dante Hall. Because
Okay.
I'm sitting here looking at these Chiefs and I'm just knowing they need a guy like those two guys on this team. And so it made me think back to those days. And man, those are two dynamic wide receivers / running backs, and they could break the game open at any time. And you were just waiting for it. And we needed that. We need that guy for the Chiefs right now. So shout out to them.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time.
What?
Be safe. Be easy. Remember, fat means greasy. Time running out, bro. You know they cut the video off.
Deuces.